Good morning, grade 2. Today is Friday, March 27th. I hope you all had a wonderful week at home with your families this week. Let's take a look at the pattern that Mrs. Agrell's put on the morning message. 38, 28, 18. What number is missing? Are the numbers counting up or are they counting down? That's right, the numbers are counting down. Now, what number are the numbers counting down by? 38, then I jump to 28, then I jump to 18. If it's helpful, you can jump with your finger on your hundreds chart. The numbers are counting down by 10 each time. What is the last number in the pattern? If you said 8, you would be right. I've put 53 cents on my board. 53 cents. Using the smallest amount of coins possible, how much change would you give Mrs. Agrell if you needed to make 53 cents? Well, yesterday we talked about a new coin. Do you remember what that's called? That's right, that's called a quarter. And how much is a quarter worth? That's right, a quarter is worth 25 cents. I know that 1 quarter is 25 cents. If I have 2 quarters, how much is that? That's right, 2 quarters is 50 cents. I need to make 53 cents. What would I add to my 2 quarters to make 53 cents? If you said 3 pennies, you would be right. Let's take a look at our clock today. What time is it? That's right, it's 1:30. If it is 1:30 and I'm outside playing after lunch, is it AM or PM? That's right, it's 1:30 PM. If it's 1:30 and I'm sleeping in my bed, what time is it? That's right, it's 1:30 AM. Let's take a look at our lesson today. We have already started multiplication. So before we left school, we started multiplication. So we know that the X in math actually stands for groups of. So when we multiply, if I'm reading this, it says 2 groups of 10. 2 groups of 10 equal what? If you said 20, you would be right. 2 times 10, or 2 groups of 10 equals 20. When I'm multiplying by 10, what's a trick that I can use to get my answer? If you said that I would add the 0 from my 10, you would be right. I know that 2 times 10 equals 20. I know that 3 times 10 equals 30. I know that 4 times 10 equals, that's right, 40. I know that 5 times 10 equals, that's right again, 50. An easy trick is to just add the 1 0 from the 10 to the end of my number. 2 groups of 10 equals 20. If you've already picked up your home package from the church, boys and girls, you can use the beige flashcards to practice what we're going to learn today. We're going to learn to multiply by ones, and we are going to learn to multiply by hundreds. Now, I know what you might say. You might say, Mrs. Agrell, I'm only in grade 2, but I know that you guys can do it. This may take some time and effort. Let's look at the ones. So we know that X sign in math means groups of. So in the first problem, I have 3 groups of 1. I have 3 groups, and in each one of my groups, there's only 1 in it. So I have 3 groups. And in each one of my groups, I only have 1 piece of candy, 1 lonely piece of candy. How many pieces of candy do I have? That's right. If I count my pieces of candy, I have 3 pieces of candy. Mrs. Agrell lost her eraser. There we go. Let's do the second one together. I have 2 groups, and each one of my groups only have 1 piece of candy in it. How many do I have? So I have 2 groups, and each one of my groups only have 1 piece of candy in it. I have 2 pieces of candy, so the answer is 2. For the next one, I have 4 groups of 1. So the answer is 4. We can also say this a different way. I could say I have 1 group, so 1 big group, and I have 7 in my group. So I have 1 group, and I have 7 pieces of candy in my group. How many pieces of candy do I have? I only have 1 group, and in my group is 7 pieces of candy. I have 7. I have 1 group of 9. That's right, I have 9. An easy trick to remember when we multiply by 1, anytime we multiply something by 1, what do we notice about the answer? We just keep the same number. The answer is the same. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4. Even when we say it backwards, 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 9 is 9. A number multiplied by 1 is just itself. Now let's look at multiplying by 100. When we multiplied by 10, what do we add to the end? We added 1 0 because 10 has 1 0 in it. What do you think we're going to do when we multiply a number by 100? If you said this time we're going to add 2 zeros, you would be right. Let's take a look at it together. 3 times 100. I'm going to take my 3, and then I'm going to add my 2 zeros. 0, 0. 2 times 100. I'm going to take my number 2, and then I'm going to add 2 zeros. 4 times 100. What do you guys think the answer is? That's right. You take your 4 and you add 1 0, right? I know if we were in class, you guys would all be standing up and saying, no, Mrs. Agrell, we add 2 zeros because in the number 100, there are 2 zeros. That's right, boys and girls. Even when I flip it around backwards, any number multiplied by 100 is going to have me add those 2 zeros. So even if it's 100 times 7, I'm still going to take my 7 and I'm going to add 2 zeros. When I have 100 times 9, I'm going to take my 9 and I'm going to add 2 zeros. Boys and girls, we are going to train our brains in grade 2 to multiply by 1, to multiply by 10, and to multiply by 100. Now it's your turn to do it on your worksheet. For math today, I want you to work on your fast math sheet, and I want you to work on your math page.